Good morning, Facebook. How are you doing today? It is Good Friday to you, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you for Lane's Star Wars reference he paid me to say. It's good to be here. As you see, Blake is probably freaking out right now because he was going to be coming in hot. He should be making his entrance any minute. But today is episode 10. That is it's a big deal. We've been on it 10 weeks. We're gonna give Blake a couple minutes, but he's gonna kind of freak out a little bit when he realizes we already started without him. Send him a message. Tell him he can watch the show as he's driving down the road. All right, there was a couple things that I wanted to kind of go over today. A couple new listings that I have coming up. One in Robertsdale is a 3-2, and it is going to be priced at $199, 1950 square feet. It's a great property, large yard. They have completely gone in and repainted the house, new floors, all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a great property. Then there's one in Summerdale, and this is a shout out for some friends of mine. They are selling their home and moving to Honduras. Blake Ray is watching the show. Blake, what's up, man? You should be here. It's a lot of fun. They are selling their home in Summerdale. It's going to be hitting the market at the end of the month. And they are moving to Honduras. They're going to be missionaries there. So it's a really, really cool thing that they're accepting, and I'm excited for them. So that's what I've got coming up. If you're just tuning in to the Todd and Blake show, Blake is not here. I don't know where he's at. We called, make sure he wasn't dead in a ditch somewhere. He's not. He's going to kill me when he gets here. I even got his cup of coffee ready, and he should enjoy that cup of coffee this morning. Oh, Blake's here. Blake, it's good to have you with us. Traffic is horrible. He left Gulf Shores at 7:30.
I like this coffee, though. Who's our sponsor today? Sorry about that, folks.
Get a real estate life.
That is, yeah.
But your cup kind of goes along with what we're talking about today.
Good.
You like that?
I was in hair and makeup.
You was in hair and makeup.
Yep.
You need to fire your makeup and hair people.
Yeah, I got a wig thing going
right.
there.
Now. All right. So, Travis, what's up, man? I was going over new listings.
All right, yeah.
Do you have any new listings?
I actually do. That's why I was a little bit behind schedule.
Okay.
It will be...
You only get one. I got two. You get one because you're late.
I've actually got one that's coming up on Parliament Circle in Chamberlain Trace. That's a beautiful home. It'll be at $325, but that's a really coveted neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And then I have one...
Where is that, Daphne?
Yep, that's in Daphne.
Okay.
And then North Lake Shore Drive, and that's in Spanish Fort. And that one's also at $325. So...
Wow.
Yeah, some big boys on the board.
All right. You kicked my butt this week.
I did.
All right. You just can't be anywhere on time. And I'm going to keep reminding you of that this entire...
I'm out of breath.
This entire video.
I literally ran up
if you
Section
didn't know,
Street.
Today is our 10-week show anniversary.
I should have dressed up a little bit more.
You should have dressed up. And I went and got us some cake. There you go. We're celebrating 10 weeks of the Todd and Blake show.
Do you celebrate that, though?
Yeah, we are today because there is cake, brother.
Where did this cake come from?
Publix.
Publix. Big shout out.
Yeah, that's right. Today we're talking about the importance of being learning-based. Learning-based at Jasonville Real Estate is something we take pretty seriously. And we have power lunches every week at Orange Beach, Mobile, and Fairhope on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. from the very beginning, Jason and Diana have really pushed us to constantly sharpen our skills, to dig out there and find new ways of doing things, and that helps us be a better agent. And being learning based, it also part of sharpening our skills is, I would say, the importance of keeping your mind straight.
Oh yeah,
all right.
Huge.
In this business, when you work commission only, and I'm sure there's being business owners and entrepreneurs everywhere, that mindset is you have to stay motivated. You can't
pivotal.
You can't get down on yourself all the time. Something I constantly have to stay at. But I mean, and all entrepreneurs can probably testify to that. You know, we have a lot of different people that we're friends with that own their own business.
Yeah.
That are either commission only, or if they don't work, they don't eat. You know, and
you kill what you eat.
Yeah, that's right.
What Jason always says.
And you know, staying motivated and keeping that mindset straight is very important. I actually went to a seminar this week, and it was with the Alabama Center of Real Estate, and it was in Birmingham. Really cool place.
Yeah.
Club. You got to check it out. It was not Tuscaloosa. Blake told me to go to Tuscaloosa. I'm glad I did not.
I think they're right by each other, though. Wouldn't have been a far commute.
Anyway, and I talked about it in a little video yesterday, but today, you know, there was a speaker there, and she was the championship gymnast coach for the University of Alabama. And
shout out.
I'm an Auburn fan, but
U of A gymnasts.
Yeah,
they're really good.
But she was talking about keeping her athletes motivated to do great in sports, to do great in school, keep their personal stuff juggled and their family life juggled and everything else, and how much of a challenge that is. And she said she tells them every day, you have a weak voice and a strong voice that's going to speak to you.
Yeah.
You have to choose who you're going to listen to on that. And we have to do the same thing. And no matter if you own your own landscaping company or if Philip, what's up, man? Whether you're like Philip in Lending, shout out.
That's right. Big shout out to Philip.
No matter what it is, once you set your goals, you have to stay focused on those, and you have to keep yourself motivated, and you have to find some ways to do that.
Well, one thing too, I mean, you touched on it with goals, and one thing that me and Todd have discussed is what's the better mentality? I guess, is it to set realistic goals, or is it to set goals that you strive to be? And I think
we are kind of the rebels in that, aren't we?
I've never been called a rebel, but I like it.
Believe it or not,
I like it.
We kind of went against the grain on that.
A rebel.
We have
big goals,
big unrealistic goals.
But I think it's, I mean, in our mindset, nothing wrong with setting realistic goals. I think that's very logical.
Yeah.
But I think if you're always setting goals that you strive to yearn, it's like that. What was that? Matt McConaughey speech. You ever seen that? No. Wooderson from Days and Confused. You know who that is?
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, all right,
you said Matt McConaughey.
I call him Matt. We grew up together, kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
We're buds. Is he on? No, he's not on here.
He's watching.
He may be. I can't read
Matt,
that.
what's up, man?
Matt McConaughey. Right. Matty. One thing he says in one of his speech, which is another point we're going to touch on, is constantly filling your gourd with positive, just...
Who's your favorite person to listen to that's motivating?
Outside of Jason Will?
Outside of Jason Will. Jason is like the number one, I mean,
I'm not
he
sure
just...
if I was going to say him.
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, though, I think we'll definitely agree Jason is a very good speaker, and definitely in his own way will he kind of customs the motivation. I mean, it may not work for some people, and then it works, he tailors it. But I would say a lot of them, I'm a big Gary V man, and I cannot pronounce his last name, so I will not try. Vaynerchuk?
Oh, you're awesome. We'll go with Gary V.
Gary V. And I just like the intensity.
They go that way because nobody can say his last name.
I believe so. I haven't talked to him about it, but
yeah.
I think there's a lot of intensity that comes out of there, and with like a really healthy dose of realism, and back to the original point, which was Matt McConaughey's speeches. What does he say? I think something paraphrasing, of course. The guy that he admires the most is the guy he's going to be in 10 years, because he knows that. Yeah, it is really deep, and I'm a deep guy. So when I heard that, I thought, what's this guy talking about? The guy that plays bongos naked on the beach in Cancun or something like that. I think at the time that's what he was getting.
That's what you want to be in 10 years?
Nah, but I mean, it'd be all right.
Naked on the beach in Cancun playing the bongos?
Right.
That's a little weird.
Well,
you just took that a really
tourism board will go down. But it was deep, and it was actually kind of really hit me hard that day. And I thought, man, that's some heavy stuff. Like, you get into there and you really think about it, is you're constantly chasing someone, and that'll get you up in the morning, because the why, which is always really big in real estate in this office. Find your why. And I think the why can't just be like, oh, I'll make more money. It can be that to a level, but I think it's got to be much, much more. Like, it's got to be the why. Like, when you're tired, the why is going to push you out of bed. When you have a sinus headache, the why is going to make you make those calls, and they're not all friendly. So
yeah, and also you were talking about who do you want to be in 10 years. You can separate the difference between a long-term goal and short-term goals and all that, but I think that it's important to have that 5 or 10 year goal down the road. But another thing we spoke about yesterday is, and I'm real big on, I get on at the 5 a.m. club.
Yeah.
And thank God it's 5 a.m. Pacific time, which is actually
Specific.
7
Pacific time, yeah.
Yeah, 7 a.m. because I probably wouldn't listen to it if it's 5 a.m. Central. But every morning at 7 a.m., you listen to this. It's only 5 minutes, but it challenges you, it motivates you. And yesterday, for example, I was listening. It was talking about it's great to have that 5-year goal, but what are you going to do today to reach that? You have to break that down to a point that instead of, you can't take a 5-year leap. You've got to do this little step, then this little step, then this little step, and where's my plateau from 6 months from now? Where do I want to be to help me reach that 5-year goal? You can't just run out there thinking I'm going to reach this 5-year goal. You got to break it down and have different milestones.
Well, that's actually one of the chapter that I'm currently on, with The One Thing by Gary Keller, which is a book that... Are
you listening or reading?
I'm listening to it. I am not a giant reader. Like, I can
That's
see your
surprising.
face.
That's very surprising.
Well, I tend to retain more when I'm hearing it. And, distractions and stuff. I got a slight case of ADD. It's just the big thing that he was talking about was... I forgot what I was going to say.
Gary V. Gary Keller. Sorry.
Gary Keller, yeah. He's talking about taking one thing at a time, and it was...
Well, for the challenge, if you don't have somebody that motivates you, something that keeps you focused on your goals, and I'll tell anybody this, my thing when I started and stepping into a new career, I made a list of 25 verses that I found pretty motivating, and every morning I get up and read those and just remind me of God's promises for my life to take care of me, and that is something that I stand on, and it's something that keeps me going every day. But whatever it is, whoever that voice is, you always need to take the stronger one. Mm-hmm. It's not the weaker. And that was the main thing I took yesterday was you have that voice in your head, that weak voice telling you because of your past failures, because of things that have happened to you that have been unfortunate. Yes, there are things in everybody's life that they can make a list of things they wish they didn't happen.
Oh, everybody's got a sad story.
Everybody's got their story.
Country music song.
But you can let that define you, or you can make up your mind, set your goals, start a plan. And even, this wasn't really direct in this way, but even to my agent friends out there, if you're not working for a company that is challenging you to set bigger goals, call me and we can talk to you about we've both been in the business for going on 2 years, and we're on track to hit our goals.
Yeah.
And that's pretty exciting. So anyway, back to be learning based. Have somebody that speaks to you. Have somebody you listen to. Sharpen your skills. Set your goals high. And anyway, catch us next week for episode 11. Today, we're going to enjoy this big slab of cake.
Big old slab of cake at 9:30 in the morning.
At 9:30 in the morning.
Some
take
people
our
do
blood sugar
keto. I'm
level.
doing the Todd all diet.
Take our blood sugar level to a good 225. And we'll see you next week.
I'll go coke. Gab it.
Yeah. Next week, be on time.
Taking listings.